Typically, HR investigations are done as part of a disciplinary or a grievance or a whistleblowing procedure. Something's happened that makes an employer make allegations against an individual employee. The facts need to be established around those allegations so you can decide what you're going to do. Because without those, you can't come to a reasonable conclusion that something actually happened. And should you find yourself in a tribunal trying to defend your decision, the thing that you are required to do is to undertake a reasonable investigation. And that usually means that you've taken the time to have a look at the situation, you've asked questions, you've established facts, and then somebody other than the investigator has made a decision about what those facts actually mean. So you need a lot of information in order to establish what the facts are, and that's my job to find that information. The best way to answer why do you need me is to give you an example of an actual case that happened. I was asked by somebody if I would chair a disciplinary. I agreed, and I asked them to send me the information that they'd got. And I was sent 4 pages of an investigation report and 2 pages of double-spaced typing, which was the interview with the person that had allegedly committed this act. Well, my advice was stop. If you do that, how will you be able to demonstrate that that's a fair process, it's a reasonable investigation? And I agreed a different approach with the client. What I produced was a 28-page report and 205 pages of evidence that was already in the company, but that because they hadn't got an expert to do the investigation, had not thought that it was important. I produced this report at this detail, not so that I could charge more, but that I could actually enable the client to make decisions that they want to do. That gives them the information. They've now got the facts. They can choose to do with those facts what they will. In this case, they chose to go to a disciplinary hearing. I presented at the hearing, and the employer made a decision to dismiss the employee. In HR terms, a little knowledge is a dangerous thing, and I am drawn to the analogy of a Ferrari car. If you bought a Ferrari, you wouldn't necessarily tinker around with the engine yourself, you'd actually take it to a Ferrari specialist. The average unfair dismissal claim is around £10,000. If there's discrimination involved in that case, it's an uncapped award, so you could be looking at £50,000, £60,000, £70,000. Can you find that money? That's what closes businesses down. When you weigh up the cost of commissioning me for 2 or 3 days to do an investigation versus the cost of losing an unfair dismissal claim, which could cost you in excess of £10,000, it is an overused term, but it's a no-brainer. Get it done properly. I don't think I'm necessarily a typical HR consultant. My first 20 years of working life was spent managing large unionised workforces. I'm a professional manager by trade. I've actually had to deal with many of the situations that my clients come across. I became an HR professional later in life. I've been an HR professional for 15 years, and I think bringing the professional education, professional qualifications together with my professional membership, I'm a fellow of the Chartered Management Institute, I can give a really well-rounded set of answers and support from my clients. I recognise I've been where they've been. I've felt the pain that they feel, and my job is to get them through that and take that pain away as quickly as possible. I rely heavily on my ability to talk to people. I relate to people very well, and it always surprises me how willing people are to share information with me. I think the ability to relate well with people relaxes them, so when I am talking to them, it allows me to get to the facts that I need in order to give the right kind of advice and support to my client. The best support comes from having the best picture of the situation that they're actually trying to deal with at the time.